The first contact with extraterrestrial life was not the monumental event humanity had imagined for centuries. It wasn't a day of triumph or terror, but one of perplexing normality. The alien craft hovered silently over Earth's most populated cities, casting elongated shadows that turned daylight into an eerie twilight. These visitors, tall, slender beings with translucent skin that shimmered like oil on water, called themselves the Nexari. Their arrival sparked equal parts awe and apprehension, but their intentions seemed benign, almost condescendingly so. Through a sophisticated translation device, the Nexari declared their purpose: observation. They had traveled across galaxies, studying civilizations, assessing their intellectual and cultural advancements. Earth, to them, was an infant world, rich in diversity but lacking in unity. Their sleek metallic ships and advanced technologies dwarfed humanity's most ambitious achievements. The Nexari communicated their findings in a tone that suggested they viewed humanity not as equals but as intriguing specimens in a cosmic zoo. Their leader, a Nexari known as a Sur, spoke directly to global leaders in a historic summit held at the United Nations headquarters. "You have potential," a Sur's voice echoed, oddly melodic. "But your development is hindered by primitive instincts and irrational conflicts. You struggle to unite, to think beyond yourselves." The Nexari's analysis stung, but there was little to refute. They highlighted humanity's wars, environmental destruction, and social inequalities with surgical precision. However, they were not here to threaten or conquer. They claimed to be impartial observers, dispassionate scientists cataloging the universe's civilizations. Weeks passed under the Nexari's gaze. Their ships became fixtures in the sky, their presence both a source of fascination and a reminder of humanity's comparative insignificance. News outlets buzzed with debates. Some saw the Nexari as potential allies who could guide humanity into an era of unprecedented advancement. Others viewed them with suspicion, unwilling to trust beings who wielded such overwhelming power. The true turning point came during a cultural exchange program. The Nexari, in their infinite curiosity, invited humans to explain their history, art, and societal structures. Governments scrambled to select representatives: scientists, philosophers, artists, and historians. Among them was Sarah Miller, a university lecturer specializing in international law, with a focus on war crimes and human rights violations. Sarah had always been a pragmatic individual, grounded by her experiences and the harsh realities of her field. Her selection surprised many, but her perspective was deemed invaluable. The Nexari, after all, sought to understand humanity's contradictions. How a species capable of creating breathtaking art could also commit unimaginable atrocities. The exchange took place aboard the Nexari's flagship, an architectural marvel of glowing corridors and gravity-defying chambers. Sarah entered a room where a Sur and several Nexari scholars awaited. The atmosphere was surreal, a blend of sterile alien technology and the warmth of genuine curiosity. A Sur gestured for Sarah to begin. She hesitated for a moment, acutely aware of the weight of her words. "To understand humanity," she started, "you must understand our history, the good, the bad, and the horrific." She spoke of ancient civilizations, the rise and fall of empires, and the transformative power of the Renaissance and the Enlightenment. But as she delved into the darker chapters, slavery, genocides, and the world wars, the Nexari's expressions shifted. Their shimmering skin seemed to dim, their luminescent eyes narrowing. "Why do you harm each other?" one of the Nexari asked, their voice tinged with what Sarah interpreted as genuine confusion. "It's complicated," she replied, choosing her words carefully. "Sometimes it's greed, fear, or hatred. Other times it's a misguided sense of righteousness. But what defines us isn't just the harm we've done, but how we've tried to make amends." She explained the concept of war crimes and the establishment of international courts to hold perpetrators accountable. She described the Nuremberg trials, where the world united to seek justice for unimaginable horrors. She spoke of treaties designed to prevent the use of chemical weapons, the Geneva Conventions, and the ongoing efforts to address crimes against humanity. The Nexari listened intently, their expressions unreadable. "You create laws against your own instincts," Asur remarked. You attempt to regulate the chaos within you. Yes, Sarah admitted, because we aspire to be better. Do you succeed? Another Nexari inquired. Not always, she conceded, but the effort matters. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. As the discussion continued, Sarah noticed a subtle shift in the Nexari's demeanor. Their initial superiority gave way to something resembling respect. They began asking more nuanced questions, probing deeper into humanity's capacity for both destruction and redemption. At one point, Asur leaned closer. Explain the concept of a war crime. Why is it significant? Sarah took a deep breath. A war crime is an act that violates the laws of war. It's not just a crime against individuals, but against humanity itself. It represents a breach of our shared values, a reminder of what we're fighting to protect. Recognizing and punishing these crimes is a way of saying, this is not who we want to be. The room fell silent. The Nexari exchanged glances, their iridescent forms shimmering faintly. Finally, Asur spoke. Your species is paradoxical. You create destruction yet seek order. You are flawed but strive for perfection. Isn't that what makes us human? Sarah countered. Our contradictions drive us. They're the source of our greatest failures and our greatest achievements. The Nexari seemed to ponder this. For a species that viewed itself as the pinnacle of rationality, humanity's chaotic nature was both baffling and fascinating. They had underestimated humans, dismissing them as primitive beings shackled by their emotions. But as Sarah's words sank in, they began to see humanity in a new light. By the end of the exchange, the Nexari's tone had softened. You have given us much to consider, Asur said. Perhaps we were hasty in our judgment. When Sarah returned to Earth, she was greeted as a hero. Her conversation with the Nexari became a global sensation, sparking renewed debates about humanity's place in the universe. More importantly, it served as a reminder of humanity's resilience and capacity for growth. In the weeks that followed, the Nexari's behavior shifted. They began engaging with humanity not as distant observers but as curious equals. They sought to learn from humans, not just about them. Their ships still hovered in the sky, but now they felt less like imposing sentinels and more like potential friends. The Nexari's initial condescension had been rooted in their misunderstanding of humanity's complexity. They had seen the chaos but not the beauty within it. And it was Sarah's words, her candid explanation of humanity's darkest moments and brightest hopes, that bridged the gap between two vastly different species. In the end, the Nexari's visit became a turning point for humanity. It inspired nations to work together, to address their flaws with newfound determination. For if humanity could hold a mirror to itself and strive to improve, perhaps it truly did have a place among the stars. Despite the progress, Sarah often found herself reflecting on the experience. The weight of representing humanity lingered. She'd begun receiving countless messages from people worldwide, many thanking her, others questioning her choice of words. She realized that the dialogue with the Nexari was not just about them understanding humanity, but also humanity re-examining itself. One day, months after the Nexari ships had first appeared, Sarah was invited to speak at an international summit. Leaders, scholars, and citizens alike gathered to discuss the Nexari effect, the profound changes initiated by the alien presence. Standing at the podium, Sarah felt the gravity of the moment. She spoke about unity, responsibility, and the need to preserve what made humanity unique. We're not perfect, she concluded, but perfection isn't the goal. Growth is. As long as we strive to be better than we were yesterday, we are worthy of the stars. The audience erupted in applause, a wave of hope surging through the crowd. Among them, Sarah spotted a faint shimmer near the back, a Nexari observer, nodding ever so slightly. The journey between humanity and the Nexari was far from over, but for the first time, it felt like a journey they could take together.